up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Devin and I hope that you will consider sticking around and subscribing. And if you're not new, as always, welcome back. You know I love you. So it's actually really late when I'm filming this intro. I've been kind of filming a mishmash of 2 videos all day, but today's video we are going to be talking about products from the Catrice True Skin complexion range. So I do feel like I've heard quite a bit recently about this foundation and also a little bit about this concealer, but today's video is actually going to be a full demo and wear test of 3 products. So the True Skin foundation, the True Skin concealer, and then I also do have the True Skin mineral loose setting powder as well. If that sounds interesting to you, if you're interested in seeing my thoughts, if you're interested in seeing the application of these products as well as the wear test check-ins, then let's get right into it. Okay, so really quick before I dive into the application of the products, I do just want to go over the claims of these different things so that we know what to expect and so just so that we know what we're working with a little bit. So first, let's talk about the foundation. So I have the True Skin foundation. I did get it in 2 different shades. I usually have a light and a darker shade that I use for mixing so that I can kind of customize my perfect shade. So I picked this up in the shade 004 Neutral Porcelain and then the shade 046 Neutral Toffee. Porcelain obviously is the lighter shade, and then Toffee is going to be the tan shade. So as far as the claims of this foundation goes, I don't have the prices right in front of me, so I'll just put the price on the screen here so you can see, but the claims of this foundation say, True Skin but better. Hydrating foundation with hyaluronic acid and watermelon seed oil leaves a perfectly even skin tone and natural matte finish. Medium to high coverage with a comfortable skin feeling dermatologically approved. And water is the first ingredient, so it's a water-based foundation. I'm gonna be honest, and I did mention this throughout the video as well. Hydrating, hyaluronic acid, long wear, skin-like, natural matte finish, high coverage. Those are all things that I feel like are difficult to put in the description of one foundation. I feel like typically you either have a matte foundation or a hydrating foundation. You either have a skin-like foundation or a high coverage foundation. You know what I mean? So when I first read the claims, I was like, oh, this seems like this is promising a lot. But we have a whole video to get through, so definitely stay tuned for my thoughts on all of those things as we are trying this product out. But those are the claims for the foundation. Okay, and then for the concealer, I did pick up 2 shades in this as well. So I have the shade 005 Warm Macadamia, and then I have the shade 020 Warm Beige. So again, it says True Skin High Coverage Concealer, Hyaluronic Acid, and Waterproof. And then on the back here, it says a comfortable high coverage concealer with moisturizing Hydro Boost Complex. Won't settle into fine lines, fresh and even, soft matte finish, covers under eye circles, long lasting, and waterproof. Again, I just feel like those are a lot of claims to make for one product, but that's what it says about this concealer. And again, I'll put the price here on the screen just so you guys know what we're working with. Oh, and then up here it also does say 18-hour hydrating. So again, like soft matte, waterproof, high coverage, 18-hour hydrating. It's a lot to claim for one foundation or one concealer or whatever, but again, we have a whole video to get through. And then lastly, we're going to be testing out the True Skin Mineral Loose Setting Powder. Again, it says hyaluronic acid on the front here, and then it also says transparent and matte. Okay, there's not a big description back here, but again, it does say transparent mattifying loose powder with hyaluronic acid. So again, mattifying, hyaluronic acid, implying that it's hydrating. Okay, you know, not necessarily things that I would expect to be together in one product, but alas, that's what the claims are. Okay, so now that we have a general idea of what these products claim to do and what we should be able to expect from them, let's jump into the application and the wear test portion of this video. All right, you guys, let's get this foundation on our face. I think that this shade Neutral Toffee is going to be our best bet. So I'm just gonna start with 1 pump of this on the back of my hand, just because I just want to see how far 1 pump will go for the sake of this test. So I actually just scooped that whole pump up onto my sponge here, and I am just gonna start blending this out on 1/2 of my face so we can judge the coverage. It does have a little bit of a smell. All right, so that one pump covered like this whole section of my face, and I have to say, I do think it's pretty decent coverage. I feel like I could build it up a little bit more in the area of my breakouts, but I like that. I like a buildable, like a medium buildable foundation. That being said, I think I'm gonna need like another pump and a half to 2 pumps of this foundation. So let's get one more pump. So I'm gonna take it up onto my forehead here and my nose. Yeah, it does smell very slightly like perfume. There's definitely some kind of fragrance in here. It's nothing scary. It's nothing that I feel like necessarily will irritate me, but I can definitely smell it as I'm like blending around my nose here. So as you can see here, I would say I've got a little bit more than half my face covered, but you can see how nice the coverage is here on this side versus on this side. Let me go ahead and get one more pump, so that'll be a total of 3, and we'll see if I can cover the rest of my face with this last pump. Do you guys want to know something? I just realized I didn't prime. I just went right in with this foundation. I definitely meant to use my regular primer so we could test it out, but I guess we're just gonna be testing this out over top of skincare today. So, I mean, whatever, not the worst thing. Okay, so just about 3.5 pumps to cover my entire face, which I feel like for the coverage that I like, I am not afraid to put a lot of foundation on my face. I know there's, you know, mixed opinions, mixed preferences out there about that. Even when I'm trying to be more light-handed, I usually trend towards a heavy-handed full bead. Anyway, that's just who I am. That just is who I am naturally as a person. But I do want to say that this feels really nice. I do think as I'm turning my head from side to side here, you can see that slight sheen that the light is catching in. So definitely not a dry matte finish at all, but I mean, I like it. I like this type of finish, especially for the summer. I do like a glowy foundation, but especially for the summer, something like this that has a little bit less glow to it, but still has that nice radiance, I do really like. So no complaints about the foundation so far. Let's get into the concealer. I have this in 2 shades as well. I have the shade Warm Macadamia and Warm Beige. To be honest with you, looking at them just like this, they don't look as different from each other as they did when I was ordering. But I think Warm Macadamia, let's see, this is 5 and this is 20. Okay, so they should be kind of far apart from each other. So it's got a nice little like triangle shaped doe foot focus. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out. Okay, so I do think that that is really nice. I feel like this concealer has a little bit more of a sheen to it than the foundation does. I feel like it's a little bit more glowy, but I do also agree, definitely pretty high coverage. I do think that it is immediately settling into my fine lines under my eyes just a little bit, but I typically am not somebody that goes crazy about that as long as it doesn't look super cakey or crepey, just because like we all have fine lines around our eyes, you know. But also I haven't set it down yet, so that could change when we get a little bit of powder under there. But again, it's just an observation. I'm not somebody that goes crazy about like my fine lines around my eyes or anything like that. Yeah, I can't really complain. I mean, it's full. It is full. This is a full coverage look right now. So if you're looking for like a light and fresh foundation and concealer, I don't necessarily think that this is that, just based off of my first impression, how it's looking on my skin. But for a full glam look, yeah, I mean, I think that's what we're getting here from this. So okay, so the last product to try in this little group here is going to be the Catrice True Skin Mineral Loose Setting Powder. Again, this says it has hyaluronic acid in it, but then it also says it's a transparent powder, and it says that it's matte. So, you know, there you go. I did just take out the little plastic thing in here. So inside you have a nice little like sifter area, and then this plastic thing that spins and closes it tight so the powder doesn't go everywhere. So I am just gonna get a little bit of this out into the cap. And it's not a white powder. It definitely has that beigey, translucent color to it. Come on, focus. My camera doesn't want to focus today. So I think you can see there, it's not like a white-ish translucent powder. It definitely has like a little bit of pigment to it. So I am just gonna take my beauty sponge and dip it into the cap for my under eyes. And I'm just gonna press that in underneath here and across my nose. Okay, and then for the rest of the face, I'm just gonna take a nice big fluffy powder brush, get it in the cap. I'm sure you can see all that powder kind of kicking up there, but I am going to set the rest of my face with this, and I'm also just gonna use this brush to lightly dust off the excess of the powder underneath my eyes and across my nose. Okay, so as far as the finish of the powder goes, it definitely set us down and mattified. I feel like I have no shine on my face right now. This, even though I said I didn't feel like the concealer or the foundation felt lightweight on the skin, this I feel like does feel lightweight on my face right now. So yeah, first impression, it looks really, really nice. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pop off of camera and I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup, and then I will come back and we'll just do a check-in before we do the wear test. So I will see you in just a minute. All right, you guys, so I am here with my full makeup done. It's quite a bit later. I'm not exactly sure how much later, but it's gotta be at least an hour, if not two later, that I've had this makeup on my face. I did not even use a setting spray, and I have to tell you, my complexion looks fantastic. Like, I don't know that I know that this foundation is called True Skin, so I feel like that implies that it's skin-like. I don't know that I agree that it's skin-like. It is very full. Like, I feel like this is a full glam, full beat foundation. That being said, it doesn't look cakey, doesn't look makeup-y. It looks very smooth. Let me try to zoom this camera in. Hopefully this is a little bit of a better, like, closer shot here. So, I mean, as I'm sure you can probably see, I have large pores. I do have a lot of skin texture. Down here I've got some breakouts, so it's not like I look poreless, airbrushed, whatever. I mean, I feel like that's just like not a real thing when it comes to makeup anyway. If you have any kind of skin texture, which most of us do because we're human. But as far as like full glam goes, I really do like this. I really do like the way that this looks so far. And again, this is the combination of the foundation, the concealer, and the powder. And a lot of times, like, when things come together in a collection like this, you would think that a brand would create them to work really well together. So it is encouraging to see. These complexion products are from the same collection, from the same brand. They should be meant to work together, and I would say that after an hour or two, so far, I can tell they are working really, really well together. The other thing too is that I have no primer and no setting spray on my face, and I'm like, should I just stop using those? Because this looks so good without it. Like, it's not moving. Like, I almost wonder if with my normal primer and setting spray routine, if I'm almost like over hydrating or something. I don't know. That's something that I'm gonna have to play with, because I've never been one of those people that's like, there's no point to primer and there's no point to setting spray. I absolutely think there is. But that being said, it's been 2 hours with this makeup on my face, with me forgetting to prime and then not doing setting spray, and we're looking pretty good. So I'm a fan. Okay, so to be honest with you guys, I am not going to be able to do a full like 8-hour wear test of this foundation. It's 4:54 in the evening. It's almost 5 o'clock. So I will definitely not be able to get a full 8 hours out of this foundation before I go to bed, but we will get a few hours. And like I said, it has been an hour or two with this on my face already, so we're already a couple hours in. But I will do a check-in before I wash this off before I go to bed, just to kind of let you guys know where we're at. So I'm gonna go get changed for church, and I will catch you guys in a few hours to give you my final first impressions on this foundation, concealer, and powder. So I'll see you in a little bit. All right, you guys, so it is about 9:45, like maybe 9:50 at night. So it is about 5 hours since my last check-in. Since it's been 5 hours since my last check-in, and at that point I had had the makeup on for an hour or two, this actually is a 6 to 7 hour wear test. So it actually has been a pretty decent amount of time. So I think that we will get a pretty fair judgment on this foundation. So I'm going to scooch in a little bit here and just ignore this lash. It's lifting, but I'm about to take my makeup off and go to bed. So I don't really need or want to fix it. But to be honest with you guys, this foundation looks so good. It's definitely not as matte as we started with. My natural oils definitely have started peeking through, especially here in my T-zone where they normally do. I have a little bit of creasing on my forehead, but other than that, you guys, this looks so nice. It has stayed really well. It's not breaking apart on my face at all. I don't feel like I've lost coverage anywhere. I don't feel like it's gone patchy around my nose or anything. Even I do feel like I was kind of like scratching. Like I probably have touched my face a couple of times just subconsciously as I've been wearing this, and it looks really good. And I keep saying this foundation, but again, it's the foundation, the concealer, and the powder combination that I have on right now. So I'm pretty impressed with this. So yeah, that's the wear test. Honestly, first impression, all in all, I am really impressed with all three of these things. So again, the foundation, the concealer, and the powder. Especially, I mean, I know Catrice is kind of hard to get your hands on. You can really only get it online, I think. Used to be available at Ulta, not anymore. I'm not really sure what happened there, but this was definitely worth the, you know, online order for me. I do feel like I somehow managed to properly guess my shades, so I am happy about that. But yeah, really, really good experience so far, and I'm definitely excited to wear these products and test them out even further. So with all of that being said, that's going to be the end of this video. If you have made it this far and you have not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. I would love to have you join me here, and you can also hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos from me. If you are interested, you can also follow me on Instagram. Instagram is, you know, kind of where I hang out on the day-to-day in between YouTube videos. So if you want to keep in touch, definitely give me a follow there as well. And with that, I will catch you in my next one. Mwah. Love you. Bye.